Welcome to Julie, the Thrifty Designer. Hey, guess what? Another wedding. I'm having so much fun with my weddings. Two this month. I had one on the 5th of September and now it's the 30th of September. And I am decorating and preparing and planning another wedding for a couple from my church. So stay tuned and see what I'm going to do. Well, now you can see what we're working on is centerpieces. We have these beautiful crystal candle holders, and in them we are putting just your simple, you can get them from the Dollar Tree or Party Cities or things like that, of your little tea lights. And look how it sparkles. Tonight when it gets dark, it is going to be beautiful. And the groom, he bought just this simple ring of pink flowers, and then we bought some of the Dollar Tree netting, and we just made simple little curls and wired them on. And we will, after I get done decorating the cake, I will then add a few more flowers around it. And that will be the simple centerpieces for each wedding guest table. And this right here is the buffet. So I'm showing you the lineup. That's where some of the food is gonna go in the kitchen area over here. We have the table here. This is one table. Here is another. And now we have started working on the bride's and groom's table. Now we've decided to use plastic tablecloths because it's a wedding on a budget. And we don't have to rent. And when it's over with, any spills, you just wipe and clean up. And we just did double colors because their color scheme, you see, is purple and pink and actually brown. So we have that area set up for the bride and groom. And here's another table. And we have another separate room that we will be setting up also a couple overflow tables for extra people. And we have a standing table that's always here at the church, that's where they'll bring and set any guest book, or try this again, gifts. And the box that's there, we're gonna have for cards. And so this is how it looks in here. And I'm showing you, this is going to be the cake table. So we haven't gotten totally started on making it yet, and I'm going to show you how I make the cake table here shortly. Decorating the cake will be very fun. So what we did, just to give you a recap, or not a recap, but a thing with going on. We went to like Sam's Club or Costco and bought just simple cakes. They actually ordered cakes and they messed up on the order, and so they did not get what they ordered. And so they rejected those cakes and just bought some simple ones. And I will make these beautiful, and I will show you how we're gonna do it after a bit. Well, I almost forgot to show you how I'm decorating the cake. So all of a sudden I realized I've already started part of it. So I'm gonna explain it as we go. So I'm gonna turn the camera so you can see the cake and not me. Yeah, it's cutting my head off, but you can see the cake then. All right, and here we go. So we've got 3 different cakes. This one's actually a cheesecake, and these ones, I don't remember what these were, but there's yummy cakes anyway. And so what I have started is I have a bush of flowers that we got from like Hobby Lobbies. All right, they're beautiful looking roses, and I'm just starting on the edge because what I'm gonna do is cascade from this one down to this one, cascading down into this one. So it's like a waterfall effect. So I hope you can see what I am trying to show. So all I have simply done is taken a part of this, and I'm just simply cutting it off from the bush. I just have my wire cutters. And we're just going to place it into places so it will show amazingly beautiful. And it really is that simple. And when you go to cut the cake, all you have to do is take the flowers off of the cake and just put them on a side dish. Yes, they're not edible, and a lot of people don't feel right not having edible, but when he ordered the cake, they really messed it up. It was absolutely horrible on what they had done to the cake. He said it looked like it was somebody that didn't know what they were doing when they did the cake. So And you simply just kind of give them a rinse off, a wash, just a little bit before you put them on your cake. It's not hard whatsoever. And we're just kind of making a somewhat of a square pattern on the ends here with these roses. So, as you can see, I'm just kind of placing them in and letting them hang out. And use the greenery, it will actually make a difference. So let me get to the next color and I'll show you what I'm doing next. Okay, so now these are actually paper, so you don't want to get them wet, but you can wash your stems if you're worried about germs and all of that. But take yours here, and personally, again, this is just too long of a wire, and I'll just cut it down so it's a lot shorter. And I'm going to stick it like right here in the middle. And so you have a little bit of the purple, and you can find at stores different colors. Just look around and find the flowers that you like. And again, another one right in the middle. I'm kind of doing each cake very much the same as the others. And right here in the middle. So we have all the white in here that we want to use, and they're starting to flow. I even added a little more greenery because I'm treating them like a flower arrangement. And it really just gets so pretty. So then I have 3 left of these same ones. These are actually left over from the first wedding where I decorated, and we're just using them up because it's part of this one's wedding colors. So over here, we're going to have one sticking up a little bit, like right there. And this one here will also have sticking up, like right in the kind of center. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I will definitely show you when we get done here. You know what, tell you what, I'll take you off and show you up close what I have done already. All right, as you can see, here is how it's already starting to look as we pan down from cake to cake. Okay, now this cake is going to look really amazing for next to nothing, so to speak, compared to what wedding cakes really can cost. If you went to an actual wedding place, now of course they would be real flowers, I mean frosting flowers and not fake ones, but a cake like this would be upwards to probably $500 and above. Well, cake was $12.99. This cake was $12.99, and I think the cheesecake was, I think they were all like $12.99 from your Sam's Club, Costco type of cakes. And this stand I got from the thrift store, and I have spray painted it white so it has the wedding cake feel. This thing has been sprayed multiple times, different colors for different events. It has been the best thing ever. Okay, so then we're going to take another flower. Now her primary color is actually pink. So we're going to just take some beautiful pink, and we're going to nestle them in so they kind of stick out and hang down at different angles. And you know, this is just simply a flower arrangement on a cake. And we just kind of nestle it in and spread them out. And that's all there is. And it starts looking very elegant. It starts looking very beautiful. And this one, I'm going to leave the greenery on it. I should have on the other one now that I see how it's filling in. So we're going to do the same effect here and pull some up and down and just let them kind of spread out. And they really make for a very beautiful look. I have done many wedding cakes using this technique. Place this one, and we'll spread them out and let it just kind of fan out. And every wedding cake has always looked very different from the other one. None of them have ever come out looking exactly the same because, first of all, most brides have their own idea of what they want their cake to look like. And so we are just simply cutting and placing in various areas so that it will show up and look very beautiful. Right now, these are all just the ones that are hanging off to the side. Now we are going to start figuring out how we can cascade a little bit more and puddling, cascade and puddling. So I will do a little bit more and show you the next step. All right, next I actually have these very, very lacy looking flowers. I don't know what they are, but they're on a big plant of flowers like this. And I got these at Michael's. They're 90% off sale, so those were very inexpensive. And they too just create such neat look when you place them in. And I just simply pulled them off. This is the stem that fastens in, as you can see. And you just simply place them in and let them kind of hang. And I just take them and I place them wherever I kind of think that they're going to show up the most. And they're very simple to come off of the stem. I just simply pull. And they work amazingly. And you just kind of find, oh, that one didn't have any greenery on it. I mean, purple on it. It just was the greenery. And that's okay too, because it helps to make it as well. And this one's going to kind of hang down. These are the little subtle things that truly help to make the cake stand out and seem much more amazing. And you just push it in and just let it start hanging. So let's see what I can do. Let's see if we can get one back here to kind of stand up a little bit to create a scenario of standing up. And let me see what other kind of flowers that I can kind of put back in there. But let me finish this. And I don't know if you want to watch me put them all in. I'm just placing them wherever I think they need to go so that they look the most amazing. And they're so simple to do. And the nice thing with cake, you can definitely kind of just move them around. So I'll finish this and show you again a little bit more. Okay, now as you can see, I don't know if you can tell very well, the lighting is not necessarily the best, and I'm just far enough away, I don't know if you can make it all out. But what I have now is white roses. And I didn't really realize I had them, but what I'm going to do now is place like a white rose back here with the greenery so it will fill in and give a little height. And we're going to just keep placing these flowers in different various areas on the cake. There's one right there, so it kind of matches what I've done there. And that is what we're doing, is we are matching each cake to some degree. So you can see that their rose now, this big rose, has really made a nice start. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show you at the end when we're all finished. Okay. All right, this here is how they're starting to look. I am not done yet, but you can see the roses. And I actually am going to put more roses, of the white roses, on here. But I think it's really starting to take shape. And we'll continue from here. Okay, so I have decided to move the one little purple because it was getting lost. And I have a bunch of these that are open, a little bit more open. And so I'm choosing the nicer of the opening ones. And I'm going to just trim them. And right here in the center where I had put that little purple, it's kind of getting lost there. I decided I'm going to place another white one, even though we're using a lot of whites. These I will put in another spot after a bit. So let's see where this is all going to go here in a moment. And I'll just place this one. Oh, there's all the off-white ones. That works. And I'll place it up here. Oh, I did the stem a little too long. How do you do that? It's simple. Guess what? Just trim it. And now it goes right in where we want it. And we start laying the flowers into the shape that we think they'll just take the best shape. So I'm just using 3 of those, and they look very pretty right on top. All right, now I've done enough white. Yeah, I'm going to add simply pink roses that we have right here. These are very pretty. Just a simple bud, a pink bud. And I'm just placing it so it kind of shows up into certain little areas wherever it could be pleasing to your eye. You know, there's not really any super rhyme or reason. It's just where it works. And to me, it's working right here like that. So I brought in a little bit more of her pink. I've got some purples, and now I'm bringing more pink. And I'm going to bring it in more in just a moment. Okay, I've placed the pink roses on, and now we have the sweet little hearts. Now these are all flowers that was from Valentine's, and we're just going to simply place them up here where you can see them, and they just pop out in the things here. It is so, so very pretty. I'll do one a little bit more in the top one. I did one, and I think I'll just do you know what, I think we'll just put one right up front more right here so you can see it. And that is really starting to take shape and look pretty. Next, I have this bush right here that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just simply cutting off a couple at a time, and wherever I think it could use a little just sticking out, because you want flowers to kind of just stick out and create the fluid movement. And sticking out really actually is quite beautiful. And sticking up, and they just kind of put them wherever they kind of look good to your eye. And they stand out in very, very pretty ways. I don't know how much to keep showing you because you might be bored of just watching me constantly just poking them in. So this here is the concept of how to make a beautiful wedding cake using your type of flowers. You can get them from Hobby Lobby, you can get them from Dollar Tree, because actually the ones with the yellow, or the yellow, pink roses with the hearts actually came from Dollar Tree initially. And so you can just start putting them wherever. Oh good, I have some more.
That's it.
Okay, and that's all of them. That's good. So we can cut more of the pink roses and stick them in places so that I think right here would be very beautiful to have a pink rose kind of cascading downward to help with the waterfall effect. And I am using all of the greenery because of it just helps add as filler. And then this in here would also go at an angle downward, and it just brings more of the color in, and it just stands out. Bring up the greenery on this one, and let it just cascade forward and downward, just a little bit. And then we have the pooling and the puddling. It's really taking shape and looking beautiful. Okay, I have another flower here. Isn't this sweet? Just very delicate pink and lacy. And this one, I'm going to use more of the tip because I want a couple of more of a branch here. So I'm going to just cut it so we have a stem to poke it in. And in here, I'm just going to go right in here, nestling it in and letting it kind of hang out and down. I want everything in a downward motion when I place it in here. They are so pretty at that angle. And this one's got some really pretty greenery. See, it's got that lacy looking greenery, and that just adds to the effect. And here again, I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to place it so let's bend the wire. Sometimes you just have to bend the wire to create a little bit of a circle or a half circle so that it will actually blend downward. I don't know if you can see that very well. I'm hoping you can at least understand what I am explaining how to do here. And here's another one. And we'll just stick it up here and let it cascade down and out and out. And it just creates such a lacy, delicate look. All right, I have also another little pick, again, at Michael's at their 90% off. Isn't that beautiful? So I trimmed it off, and I'm just going to stick them in various areas that I think will just kind of stick up and out and make it just kind of sing a little. I know it seems full, but it really does stand out and just finish the job is what it does. And we'll just stick one at an angle like that, and it just looks so pretty. I'll continue and show you in a little bit. Okay, I have one more stem, well, two more stems total. I'm going to use this one for a little more spiking, and then because the groom wants a little bit of brown in it for his color, I'm also going to add this little bit of brown, and I think it will pull in very nicely. So let's go from here. Just simple cut, just a little bit, and we're going to let it kind of spike out just a little bit in places like that. I'm not going to get carried away and do too many of these, but I am cutting, and I am going to place wherever I think it really could use a spot of something more wispy and sticking up and sticking out. And this one right here, I think I like the idea of that one being up in the middle. And let's continue here. Let's cut it right here. Good to have a good pair that will actually cut, because it really does help. This one also going down at a nice little angle. So I will show you that in a little bit. All right, I'm actually going to call the cake done. I put the brown in and these little spiky purples, and there's all kinds of greenery in the pink. It is, I think, very full, very amazing. So now I'm going to take the camera off the tripod, and I am just going to film it and let you see how it all looks. All right, let's take a look at how the cake is looking. Look at this arrangement. Don't be afraid to use spiky things that stick up off of the cake. It just is, and it just blends from one cake to the next. And that's the waterfall effect. And so you can see how that is definitely cake. And we have yet, they forgot to order the groom, their cake, their 1-year cake, which is going to host their fun guy. So I have one more cake to actually decorate, but I'm not going to show you how I did it because I've showed you how I did these, and it's going to be done in basically the same fashion. So when the other cake comes, we'll put it there, and I'll use some of the same flowers and make it work, just like this one looks. So here's how it's going to look. And I think the cake really has turned out very beautiful. And you can see how it is truly a cake. Okay, all, I am going to just give a quick walkthrough of what the reception area is going to look like. This is how we've set up the tables. And over here, this is the gift table, and for gift cards also. And we've just done simple setting. And we come in here, and this is how this room looks. Just just all the tables, and we have the bride and groom area here. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring the unity candle down and put it here, and then the bride's bouquets can go on each side of it on this side, and it will just add some sparkle. And also we have a flower arrangement up by the unity candle that we're going to put on that spot right there, so it will all pull it together. And we have a couple more votive glasses that we're bringing from home because we forgot them, and we'll bring those here. We're going home to get them. And this is how everything's setting. We're having all our foods over here in the kitchen area. We're gonna have hots on one side and colds on this side. Hopefully it'll work out that way. So let's show you how the cake turned out. How do you like it? I think it really turned out very beautiful. Check it out. Here's the bride and groom's cake. I got a lot of stuff on it, but I'm gonna show you the reason. The cake, the groom and bride and groom forgot to order themselves a cake. So he ran to King Soopers, and all they had was one of those cakes with the sprinkles all over it. So I did what I could to hide that for the most part, because it just didn't really go. But it was a $5 cake, the perfect size for them to have for their 1-year anniversary. And so I just quickly put some of the flowers onto it. And I think it really blends very well, and it's on its own separate stand, see? And it just blends very well with the other cake right here. And I think they look very beautiful. And you just have this angle, and so when the bride and groom come, they can just cut right in here and have what they want. And they have a cheesecake that they'll be cutting into. So I think it has turned out, let's continue walking around this way. I think it has really just turned out to be a very pretty cake. I've got a lot of flowers on this one. Others I've done sparser. This one, it just seemed to make more. So now what I'm going to do is go upstairs and show you the arch. Now I did not show you how I decorated the arch, so I'm just going to walk you through it. But I'm going to go upstairs next and show you the arch for the wedding itself. All right. And here is my pretty little church. And the wedding's going to start in about 2 hours. And so we've got everything set up, and it's looking very, very pretty. So I'm just walking up and showing you what we've done here. We have the unity candle, which we've just put on Dollar Tree crystal candle holders, and then the church has this one. So we put the unity candle in that one. Just a simple flower arrangement of pinks back here and a Bible. Then the arch actually came from my sister's front yard. And it's one of those front yard arches. And we just simply well, I didn't even tie it, I just wrapped it around it. All the different flowers and lights and sparkling things in her colors, and just stuck Dollar Tree bushes in. Honestly, there's nothing fancy. The bows we used at my daughter's wedding, and I think my sister's also. And they were on clearance after Christmas one year, and we paid like maybe 50 cents a bow or something for them. And they're still in good enough shape, and I just fluffed them again, and we just reused all of them. So this is simply how we have this setup. Now they're going to be doing their first communion as a married couple, or during the marriage. So we have it set over here for a communion table. And we'll be bringing out the stuff for the communion. And this is how we have set up our church. It looks so pretty. That is the communion table that we just simply put tablecloths on. And I think they look really very beautiful. And then on the knee walls by the piano and the organ, really we just Dollar Tree picks again. We got these back in the spring, but we just put them right in there around a Dollar Tree votive or candle, those electric ones, and a hurricane lamp on it. And there's not much we can do about, because our church is so small, all our sound equipment and things, but it's okay. And then we just put simply another one on this side. So as you're in here, you can see the beauty of the wedding. It's really very pretty. And then the bride wanted to have the white runner down the middle to come walking into. I think it looks very lovely. I also did the flowers for their wedding, and I did not show you how I did them as well. I should have done a tutorial on that, but I just didn't. This one here is the bridesmaids one. It's very beautiful. And this one is the bride's. And I can't hold my arm back, I'm just holding the camera, so I have to just pan it down like this. When she carries it, you'll be able to see it better. But it's just all the flowers stuck in there in one of these, covering the back to make it finished look. Then we have the throw bouquet and all the boutonnieres and the ring bearer's pillow. So this is a small little intimate wedding. It's not overly huge, probably 30 guests and just a small wedding. So I'm showing you this. You probably won't see it till tomorrow after the wedding, but then I will also edit the actual wedding because I'm filming the wedding also, and I will be also putting it on my YouTube channel so you can see it all pulled together as the wedding. It'll be beautiful. So all of you, I know it's a departure from fall again. Right now I'm kind of double-minded. I feel like I'm trying to do my down at the farm and all the fall harvest feeling, and then I have to switch brains and do a wedding. Twice this month I've had to do this, and I love weddings, so don't get me wrong. So I hope you all don't mind it as well. And so I hope you will get some tips from what I've said on how to make things beautiful. So I want to say to all of you, thanks for watching. You take care, and God bless. And in this case, I guess, happy weddings. Take care now. Bye-bye.